Hello viewers, I am Dikshamaya Chalakani, Assistant Professor of Physics from Government Degree College, Parumen, Nalgonda. So I am going to explain first law of thermodynamics in this lecture. We see it now. So this law is also called as law of conservation of energy. So in the last class, we have studied about reversible and irreversible process and heat and work. Okay. So and we studied that heat and work are form they are form of energy and they occur at the transition or at the boundary. Okay, so that one. So now we are going to see the energy. So but they are forms of energy, but they do not contained. They are not contained by the systems in their states. Okay, so energy is the property of the system, and work and heat are not the properties of system, but energy is the property of system, and energy is possessed by the system. Okay, we are seeing the conversion of work and heat in this lecture. Okay, so as then it is the name of law of conservation of energy. So we are seeing what is the energy and how the work and heats are being converted into energy, and whether they are totally being converted. That means whether whether the work is converted into heat 100% or vice versa. We see all these details in this lecture. So in case of a cyclic process, so cyclic process, or we can say a thermodynamic cycle. So that means the initial and final states of the system are same. So the properties are also the same. So in that case, whatever the heat supplied to the system, so that is converted into work done by the system. That is converted into total work done by the system. So we have to remember the sign convention. So already we have seen in before lecture what is the sign convention for W work and heat also. If Q is positive, that means heat given to the system. W is positive, that means work done by the system is taken as positive work. Okay, in that way, let us say we are giving, if we give plus sign to Q, we get plus sign to W also. So that means heat given to the system, that is equal to work done by the system. That means whatever the heat given, the total heat is being converted into work, and the work is done by the system. Okay, that is the case in case of cyclic process. So in other cases, it is not the case. Okay, in other cases, summation of W is not summation of W is not equal to summation of Q. Okay, if the condition is not same in other cases, and what is the other condition? So that is the derivation of this we are seeing. If Q heat transferred to the system, and Q amount of heat transferred to the system, and W amount of work transfer from the system. That means the work is done by the system. Work transfer from system to surrounding, and heat transfer to the system. That means heat transfer to the system from the surrounding, and work transfer from the system to the surrounding. You can understand this. If in this case, net energy transfer, so both are the forms of energy, therefore net energy transfer, so heat transfer to the system, we take it as positive, and W transfer from the surrounding. The W transfer from system. So some work is being done, and it some energy will be uh, exhausted. Therefore, it is minus. So the net energy transfer is equal to Q minus W. W. It will be stored in the system. So this difference of amount of energy will be stored in the system. So that as energy we are writing delta E. So the difference is delta E, that is energy stored in the system. But then that energy, the stored energy is neither in heat form nor in work form, but in energy form. So that energy, the name of that energy is internal energy. Internal energy. So delta E. Here I have written delta E, but there is some other symbol also. So from above equation, if we bring this minus W towards this side, so Q is equal to delta E plus W. So it is one mathematical equation. Actually, it is a so in later expression we will come to know that this is a mathematical form of first law of thermodynamics. Here I am keeping it as it is. Q is equal to delta E plus W, equation 1, and it is the stored energy, which is the difference of heat transfer and work transfer. So now, so the energy can be in two forms. So generally, in general, before talking this, so in general, the energy can be in two forms: energy in transit and energy in storage, just like that. So energy in transit, that is the case in transition, energy transition, as we say, like heat transfer at the boundary and work transfer at the boundaries. So whenever heat transfer and work transfer is occurring, so the energy transition is occurring. So heat and works are forms of energy. Therefore, the energy transition is occurring at the boundaries. So another case, energy in storage. That means energy can be stored. So energy is stored in two ways. Macroscopically, energy can be stored macroscopically or microscopically. Or we can say energy storage occurs in two possibilities, macroscopically, microscopically. Macroscopically, energy means the kinetic energy. So if we consider the molecules, because of the motion of molecules, they attain energy stored in the system as kinetic energy of molecules. So because of position of the molecules, they attain some position potential energy. So configuration also. So we can say it as interaction energy. So if the two or more molecules are interacting one with another, we say that that is the interaction energy. So that is because of configuration of system. Okay. So these are the energies stored macroscopically. Similarly, energy stored microscopically also. So this energy stored in microscopically occurs in the atoms and molecules which form the system. Okay. So we see this one also. How now a system can possess other forms of energy are magnetic, electrical, and surface energies. So in addition to above energies, so in above energy, in above cases, we have seen kinetic energy, potential energy, and energy because of configuration of the system or molecules. So and microscopically also we said the energy stored microscopically also. So in addition to all those, there are some other energies also. So it depends on the problem we consider. So, but in the absence of above these, in the absence of these energies, so in the absence of these energies, the total other energies, the possible energies are the kinetic energy, potential energy, and microscopic energy. So that is because of we call it as the energy stored microscopically is called internal energy. Internal energy. So I have shown here. So it is equation 2. So if there are no motion, if there is no motion in the system and no gravity for the system, uh, that means no, the system is not kept in gravity field, or we can say that there is no effect of gravity on the system. If we assume these two cases, so in that case, equation 2 becomes this one is 0 and this one is 0. So energy is equal to U. So the energy of the system is the energy stored in microscopically. Microscopical. That means so that this microscopically stored energy is called internal energy. So we can see in detail what could be the reasons or what could be the effects that comes under this energy. Okay, so whenever we consider a gas of molecules, in case of, let us say, in case of a fluid, so it occurs in all cases. It occurs in a fluid or solids also. So in that case, there may be the, we are considering a fluid of molecules or a substance or a system consisting molecules. So there are these possibilities. There is the possibility for translation motion of molecules, rotational motion of molecules, so and vibrational motion. There may be some chemical reactions, so some electric energy also and nuclear energy also there. So all these interactions are possible. So therefore, microscopically, all these actions are possible. So, so the energy of molecules because of these phenomenon is called the energy stored in microscopically, or we call it as internal energy, and it occurs at molecular level. Therefore, so molecular internal energy also. So molecular internal energy, that is E. So E could be the sum of all these energy terms. So it is not necessary to present all these energy terms in every case. So in our system, in the case of our system, any of these quantities comes into our consideration. Therefore, energy is the sum of all these terms. So it is corresponding to one molecule. So if there are n molecules in our system, the internal energy of the system is, is U is equal to n into E. N into E. So the number of molecules into energy possessed by each molecule. So this gives the internal energy of the system. Now it is clear that so the internal energy is energy stored microscopically. So even we can say that what are the contributions for internal energy and from where the internal energy comes. So these are the answers. So it may be the energy due to translational motion, so our rotational energy of molecule, or vibrational energy of molecule, or chemical energy, or electric energy, and nuclear energy also. So in case of ideal gas, okay, with this it is clear. Now we have known, or we have been introduced to a new quantity, internal energy U. So internal energy is represented with the letter U. So in case of, so okay, if it is the case, internal energy U. So now our, okay, here we are seeing, okay, uh, it is the case, ek is equal to 0, ep is equal to 0, we get e only, e is equal to u. So that is the internal energy what we have studied. So if it is the case, e is equal to u, from equation 1, so in before slide we have seen, in equation 1, q is equal to dE plus dW. So but here, so in case of motion free and gravity free system, and E energy is equal to U. Therefore Q is equal to delta U plus W. So it is a first law of thermodynamics mathematical expression in case of non-cyclic process. Non-cyclic process. In case of cyclic process, summation Q is equal to summation W. So that means total heats convert into work. Okay. So in non-cyclic cases, so there is the difference in conversion of heat and work, vice versa. So the difference is stored in the system as internal energy of the system. So now, in case of ideal gas, so internal energy is a function of temperature only. So if the temperature increases, internal energy increases. Okay. So internal energy is an extensive property of the system. So we have studied whether it is extensive or intensive, different types of variables. So now it comes under the category extensive property of the system. Now, so now we are seeing the definition of first law of thermodynamics. Okay, so this one is called law of conservation of energy. So the equation one. So in before slide, I represented with this. So here it is written. It is equation three. Now this equation three is a mathematical form of first law of thermodynamics, or it is also called as law of conservation of energy. So what is the statement? We see what is the statement of this law. So the law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but gets transformed from one form to another form. So it is the law of conservation of energy. That means we cannot create energy or we cannot destroy energy, but energy can be transformed from one form to another form. So when a system undergoes a thermodynamic cycle, that means in case of a cyclic process, then the net heat supplied to the system, we can treat it as plus Q. The net heat supplied to the system from the surroundings is equal to the net work done by the system on its surroundings. Okay, so it is the equation, and it is the statement. Okay, so integration dq is equal to dw. So it is possible in case of cyclic process. So earlier the summation was in discrete sums, and it is a continuous sum. Okay, integration dq is equal to dw. So that means whatever the heat given to the system, so that is equal to the net work done by the system. So that means the total heat is being converted into work, and we can say in reverse direction also. So therefore here, right, W is equal to JQ. So they are equivalent. So therefore there is one equivalent constant. So W is equal to JQ. So this J is called mechanical equivalent of heat. Mechanical equivalent of heat, or Joule constant also. So its value is 4.2 joule per calorie. Okay, that one. The total energy of isolated system remains constant. Okay, uh, so totally these are interconvertible. Therefore, uh, so in case of isolated system, the energy does not enter into the system and energy does not go from the system. Therefore, whatever the transition occur here, they are totally interconvertible. Therefore, the total energy of isolated system remains constant. So it is also the statement of first law of thermodynamics in case of cyclic process. Okay. So the same statement in case of, that means the same law in case of non-cyclic process. So we see here the below statements are the statements of first law of thermodynamics in case of non-cyclic process. So in equation 3 we have seen Q is equal to delta U plus W. That means the heat is converted into work and some other energy, and that is stored as internal energy. So that is the statement given here. Heat and work are mutually convertible and the total energy associated with an energy conversion remains constant. Okay, that is a statement. If at all is there any difference, the difference is stored as internal energy. Therefore, we are saying the total energy conversion remains constant. Okay, so we see another next statement. Uh, no machine can produce energy without expenditure of other form of energy simultaneously. So that means any machine cannot produce energy without expenditure of other form of energy simultaneously. So it is the same thing as we said, the law of conservation of energy. So if particular machine is producing some energy, means it is utilizing the energy in other form simultaneously. Okay. So it is we are saying the same statement in other terms also. It is impossible to construct a perpetual motion of first kind. So actually, it is a machine, perpetual motion machine of first kind. It is not. So what is this machine? A perpetual motion of first kind means it generates some energy without using other energy, but it is not possible in reality. Therefore, it is impossible to construct a perpetual motion machine of first kind. Okay, that is the statement. In case of non-cyclic also, if so, we are going to see the equation mathematically, or it is also another statement. If dq amount of heat is given to a system, so that heat is spent in three ways. One way is in changing the internal energy, and another way, the changing the internal work. That means, so the molecules does some work against the molecular interactions. Okay, so and also the given heat can be utilized in doing external work. So that means system do some work on external environment. So that means system do some work on surroundings. Okay, so so it is the also statement of first law of thermodynamics. Now the first law applies to reversible as well as irreversible transformations. So this law is applicable in reversible process and irreversible process also. Because of this nature, we we call it as, so, the law of nature. The law of nature. That means it valids in all cases. Okay, in all process. Now in applying the first law of thermodynamics, this law sign convention is important. We have to keep in mind that we should follow the sign convention, and after that all quantities should be expressed in same units. So whatever the quantities we are having in this equation, dq, du and dw. So actually it should be delta E. Okay, so dq, du and dw. Okay, no problem. Uh, so here we are not writing exactly. Actually, work and work and heat are inexact differentials. Therefore, we should not write it as dq. There should be d cut q and d cut w. But so for simplicity, I am repeating this. Okay, for writing it as simple, I have used this notation. Strictly speaking, it should be d cut q and d cut omega, d cut w. Now, okay, sign convention and the quantity should be expressed in same units. So one more thing, the sign convention in case of internal energy, if there is increase in internal energy, so we take it as plus du. There is change in internal energy and there is some positive change. So we take this effect as plus du. If there is decrease in internal energy, we take it as minus du. So similarly, there are sign conventions for work. If work is done by the system, that is taken as positive. Work done on the system, so that is taken as negative, and heat is given to the system, that is taken as positive, and heat rejected by the system, so heat is negative. Okay, it is taken as negative. Okay, with all these sign conventions we apply in the next coming process. So these are the applications of first law of thermodynamics we are seeing here. Okay, now isothermal process. So in isothermal process, temperature is constant. So, temperature is constant. There is no change in temperature. So therefore, so dT is equal to 0 in isothermal process. So in that case, our first law of thermodynamics equation, the mathematical equation is dq is equal to du plus dw. So in case of ideal gases, internal energy is a function of temperature only. So that means if there is no change in temperature, so that means no change in internal energy. So du is equal to 0 here. So totally du is equal to 0. So here we should write, okay, no problem. So if it is du is equal to 0, then dq is equal to dw. So dq is equal to dw. So in case of isothermal expansion, so it should be isothermal expansion. So that means volume increases. That means system do some work. Okay, work done by the system on the surroundings. Okay, work done by the system. That means W is positive. So in that case, dq is also positive. So that means heat is given to the system. So in isothermal expansion, if the heat is given to the system does some work. Okay, it is the statement from this equation. Isothermal compression, that means volume decreases. It is possible when some external force applies on the piston. Okay, so work done on the system. Okay, work done on the system, so is taken as negative. Okay, W is negative. So in that case, if W is negative, dQ is also negative. So that means heat rejected by the system. So that means whenever work is done on the system, some heat will be rejected. Okay, some heat will be rejected by the system. Okay, it is the conclusion from this equation. Okay, it is the equation application of First law of thermodynamics in isothermal process. So we see other process, adiabatic process. So in adiabatic process, there is no transfer of heat energy, heat. So that means dq is equal to 0. In adiabatic process, dq is equal to 0. So therefore, so dq is equal to 0. Then RHS side, du plus dw is equal to 0. So from that, so we are getting this equation du is equal to minus dw. So it is the equation in case of adiabatic. So that means if work is done on the system, let us say we are taking W as positive, that means work done on the system. So in that case, so du is negative. So du is negative. So that means there is decrease in internal energy. Okay, so work done by the system, for if we take positive sign for W, obviously this RHS side is minus. That means whenever the work is done by the system, its internal energy decreases. So it is very clear the system is doing some work by exhausting some energy or by consuming some energy. Therefore, it is consuming some energy, and another condition in adiabatic. So, externally heat is not coming. Therefore, by consuming the internal energy, it is doing some work. Therefore, so we are getting this relation du is equal to minus dw. So in reverse case, if work is done on the system, let us say W is minus and corresponding this product is plus, minus into minus plus. So if work is done on the system, du is positive, we are getting. So that means if the work is done on the system, so the internal energy of the system increases. So we can get this conclusion from this equation. In case of cyclic process, so in case of cyclic process, initial and final states are same. Okay. So here in we have the equation dq is equal to du plus dw, but these are not state properties. So these are not state variables. So these are path variables, and internal energy is a state variable. That means so in cyclic case, initial and final states are same, and the properties are same. Okay, the internal energy is same. That means so du is equal to 0. Since there is no change in the states and there is no change in the internal energy, therefore, so du is equal to 0. The resulting one is dq is equal to dw. So it is very familiar, just to we have seen just before. In case of cyclic process, whatever the heat is given, that will be converted into total work. Okay, if we give the heat energy to the system, the total heat energy will be converted into work. So that is clear. In case of isochoric process, volume is constant. Okay, so if it is constant, dv is 0. So change in volume is 0. So dw, generally dw is equal to p into dv. So therefore our work value is 0. dw is 0. If dv is 0, dw 0, then resulting equation from first law of thermodynamics. So dq is equal to du. dq is equal to so du. That means in case of isochoric process, so if we give some heat to the system, and there is increase in internal energy. Okay, if we give heat to the system and there is increase in internal energy. If heat is rejected by the system, so there is decrease in internal energy. So in case of free expansion, in the previous lecture also we have studied in detail the free expansion of gas. In that case, no work is done and the process is adiabatic. So the free expansion is adiabatic process and no work is done. So because of that reason only we are saying free expansion. Okay, so in that case no work is done, the corresponding quantity is dw0, and the process is adiabatic, so dq is equal to 0. So from our mathematical equation of first law of thermodynamics, so dq is equal to du plus dw, and the two quantities are 0 at first, and as a result of that we are getting du is equal to 0. So it indicates that u final is equal to u initial. That means the internal energy of final state is equal to the internal energy of initial state, and there is no change in internal energy of the system in case of free expansion. Okay, these are the applications of first law of thermodynamics. So now we see the next one, the limitations. There are the limitations for this law. So those are, it is unable to explain why do the physical and chemical process occur in natural direction. So generally the process occur in a particular direction only. So if we take the example of ice, so at room temperature, if we keep the ice at room temperature, it converts into water. So, but at the same time, the water cannot be converted into ice at the same room temperature. So, it is occurring in particular direction. And why it is happening so? So, did not explain. So, that reason it is the limitation. And another one, it does not tell about the extent of convertibility of one form of energy to another form. So, we have studied that heat is convertible into work and vice versa. That means work is convertible into heat. So if it is in case of cyclic process, so the total quantity is convertible. In case of non-cyclic process, and some portion is convertible to other form, but it does not tell that so how long it will convert or by what amount it will convert. Okay, so it does not throw any light on this point. So these are the limitations of the first law of thermodynamics. So in this lecture we have learned, so what is the first law of thermodynamics in cyclic process and non-cyclic process. What is the mathematical equation of first law of thermodynamics? So that is dq is equal to, so du, or in exactly speaking, so delta u is delta u is equal to du plus delta w. So delta u is equal to du plus delta w. That is the mathematical equation, and the applications of first law of thermodynamics in different process and the limitations. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more related videos, and please share it to the needy persons. Thank you very much.